Greetings, everyone. This is Ham Radio GMRS Test and Review. My name is Dave, my call sign is N8DAV, and the motto for my channel is one test is worth 1,000 expert opinions. Today I'm going to be doing something just a little bit different. I have set up in my deck on my backyard a JPC-7 dipole antenna. That's a dual whip dipole. I have it set for the 10 meter band, and I've been operating on the 10 meter band now for the last few days, ever since I got my new desk and my new setup, and you'll see that in another video, hopefully before this one. But what I want to do is the JPC-7 requires that it be set up on a tripod, not a ground spike like the JPC-12 does. So what I'm doing is I bought one of these. Now this is a little machined piece of steel, or actually it might be aluminum because it's pretty light. And what it is you can put the ground spike in the ground and screw this in on top of the ground spike, and then instead of putting down ground radials, you can screw in 4 regular whips, the same length as the ones that come with the JPC-7 and the JPC-12 antennas. So you can use those as either a ground radial or maybe like more in terms of a ground plane, all right? So what I'm going to do is this piece fits right into my tripod, and my tripod goes up 13 feet. So what I'm going to do is instead of using ground rods, I'm going to stick this into the tripod. I'm going to set the connector part onto this, screws right onto here, and then I'll put my whip antenna on top, vertical, and then I'll tune it for 10 meters, but I'll have these 4 whip antennas sticking out more like a ground plane than a ground radial. All right, so that's what I'm doing today, and then we'll be right back because I have a little surprise for you, and I'll show it to you here in just a second. All right, we're back, and what I want to show you is this. I also bought, along with that adapter, a capacitance hat for the JPC-12. What this is these 4 little tiny whip antennas and this little hat that sits on the top of the vertical antenna, and there is a Allen wrench in here, and you tighten it up and you put it on top of the JPC-12, and then you put these 4 little radials on top, so you get a capacitance hat. So I'm going to be tuning and testing the JPC-12 and the configuration that I just told you about, and then I'll work it a little bit to see how well or how badly it does. And then I'm going to put this capacitance hat on here to see how it changes the SWR, and see if I can retune it, and maybe I can get out even a little bit better. All right, so I'll be back in a few minutes, and I'll start showing you what I'm doing. Be right back. All right, I'm back out here on the back deck of my house, and as you can see here, I've got my tripod, and I'm going to be pulling down my JPC-7 antenna, which again is tuned for the 10 meter band. I also didn't need to put these extension rods on, but I wanted to also try to tune it for the 12 meter band. And I didn't actually do that. I probably should have, but I didn't try. So I'm going to disassemble this now. And when I come back, you'll see me starting to put together the JPC-12. I'll be right back. All right, here we go. I'm going to be disconnecting my coax with the common mode choke. I'm going to leave the common mode choke on the coax. And I can't believe I just muffled up my own microphone here. I hope that you guys could hear me. Otherwise, I'll have to test that out and see. But anyway, here's my coax with my common mode choke. This is a really great choke that I got from a fellow ham radio operator on Etsy and eBay. They also on Amazon, but I don't recommend buying them from Amazon. All right, and then here's the piece from the JPC-7. As you can see, I'm going to try and get that out of there. As you can see, I can put the antennas up, and I have this at a very narrow V shape, but I can do it at a complete exact horizontal, or I can put them up 45 degrees at a steeper angle. And then also I have one up here, so I can do a vertical as well as a horizontal, doing an L shape. I can also do a sloper where I can put this up at an angle and then this one down at an angle. JPC-7 is a terrific antenna. If you guys don't have one of these, I highly, highly recommend it. Okay, I have my little adapter right here, folks. Fits right inside there like that. And I'm going to tighten that up. And then I'm going to add my extendable whips. I'll be right back. Now these are the extendable whips. I had to buy extras from not AliExpress, Amazon, because I just didn't have enough of them. I mean, you got to have 4 for the horizontal, the ground plane radials, and then you need 1 for the vertical. So I'm going to start installing these right now. And when I come back, I'll show you. Here I have the little adapter with all 4 of the radios now attached. Now, when I screwed these in, they didn't quite go in all the way. It's a little disappointing. I mean, I was hoping that you'd be able to screw them all the way in. It appears to be enough room to do that, so I'm not sure why they didn't machine this a little bit differently, but it is what it is. But the antennas are in there solid. They go in about 90–95%, which is enough. So I will extend all these whips out completely, as you will see me do, and then when I do the rest of them, I'll come back and I'll show you what else I'm doing. All right, you can see that I've got the antennas pulled all the way out, the radials, for the ground plane. Next, I'll attach the connection for the coax, and then the vertical whip antenna. With the JPC-12, you don't need to use the extended bars and the coil that goes with it for the 10-meter band. All you need is the extendable whip on top. So that's the way I'm going to configure this today, all right? Because coil, it absorbs energy, and you don't want to have a lot of your RF energy absorbed if you don't have to. All right, so I'll be right back. All right, there we go. Putting the coax connector on top, and of course it doesn't screw all the way down either. All right, I'm a little disappointed in that. All right, next thing we do, going to attach our coax. So the mistake that I made was that I started connecting the coax up before I put my Rig Expert Stick Pro antenna tuner on it. So let me turn this on, and I will tell you right at the moment that I already have this antenna marked for 10 meters up here with using the ground radials. So with the ground plane radials, I have this set up, and I'm hoping that it'll tune for 10 meters, right, just the way it is. But, all right, let's see if you guys can see this. So what I've got is 1.48 at 30 meters. Now, I don't want 30 meters. That's a little too high. So I'm going to try tuning this a little bit, and I'll be back in just a minute and show you what I can come up with. What I've done here is I needed to extend the whip out to get the frequency range that I wanted to work in. So what I did was I extended the whip all the way out. I couldn't make it any longer. So I put one of the regular extension tubes on here, and then I put the whip on the end of that. And then, of course, it was too long. It was putting me down into the 27 megahertz range. So what I did was I put the whip back on top, and then I started pulling it down little bit by little bit until I finally got a pretty decent SWR here. So let me show you what I've got. So it looks like 1.25 at 28.57, which is about the range that I want to work in. I wanted to work in, 28.3 to 28.7 or 8. So looks good. So let me raise this up and see how it changes after I've done this. Okay, be right back. All right, so I raised this up, and what I was afraid was going to happen happened. SWR went way up, but so did the frequency range, went up to 29.17. So I'm going to have to pull it down and retune it and put it back up and see, what I can get. All right, be right back. I'm a little disappointed. I'm not able to get the best SWR that I was hoping for. I got a better SWR at different frequencies, but I can't seem to get it down in the range that I want to be working in. So I'm going to play around with it a little bit more, and if I can't get it any lower than my 2.3 at 28.39 or 28.4, which is about perfect, I'll just use my antenna tuner. All right, that's what they're for. All right, be right back. I got it extended up all the way. I wasn't able to get the SWR down anymore, so I'm going to go in the shack and see what it looks like in there, and then if it's still around 2 or 3, then I'm just going to use my antenna tuner on it. So let's go inside.
All right, well, I'm on the 10 meter band right now, and there's really literally nobody on. Everybody who's on is below 28.300, and I cruise the frequency all the way up to about 2900 or so, or 29.000, and there's nobody on basically. There's one guy doing a CQ contest, and I'll turn this up so you can hear him. And I talked to him for a second, but he's so far down in the mud. I mean, you can see there's hardly any signal whatsoever. I couldn't find out his call sign, and I couldn't figure out without his call sign. I also couldn't hear where he was from, so I have no idea where he's from. But listen, as the band opens up and it gets to be later in the morning, I'll redo some more of the video, and we'll see if I make a contact or two.
And if you like my content, please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. I would really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate all my subscribers. And you guys really help me out. You guys make lots of nice comments, and I'm always happy to answer them. And also, too, if you like my content, please consider clicking on the bell icon so you'll get notification when I do have my content available. So this is Dave, again, saying 73. It's so long. All right. So I think that it might be a little too early in the morning for the 10 meter band to be opened up yet. I get this a lot. I try to get on too early in the morning. I did make a contact this morning. Unfortunately, I didn't write down the call sign, and I don't remember where they were located. So I'm sorry, I can't remember what how far I got, but it was a pretty decent contact if I remember correctly. So I was able to make one contact. There was a guy calling CQ POTA, and it was like way down in the mud. So it was I think a 5.3 or a 4.3 signal. So it was really hard to hear him, and I'm not even sure I got the call sign correctly, even after I thought I did get it. So anyway, long story short, I think the antenna is working okay. I was able to tune it up. I'm able to tune it to any just about any frequency in the 10 meter band. So it's in that particular case, it's working okay. I think I'm going to wait until later this afternoon to see if the 10 meter band actually opens up, because it usually does in the afternoons for me. So if I make a contact or two, I might add that into the video, as you can see. So, but anyway, I thought you would just be interested in seeing how this antenna works and how I set it up. And next time you see me now, I'm going to be putting the capacitance hat on there. So let's see how that works out. All right. I've got the little capacitance hat put together. I'm going to go outside. There's the back side. I am going to go outside and attempt to put it on there. Before I do, I'm going to see what the SWR is on the antenna. And then I'm going to put the capacitance hat on and see what the SWR is with the capacitance hat. See if it gets worse, better. See if I can even tune it up. I mean, I'm a little disappointed that I wasn't able to get below about a 2.1 or so with this setup. So let me go out there and let me see what I can do. All right, I'm going to be lowering the antenna down now. So we can take a good measurement for SWR. And there we go. All right. Let me get my setup hooked up and we'll get a measurement real quick. Okay. I took an initial measurement. I got 1.28 at 2.70, 27.0, sorry. All right. So let me see what happens when I put the hat on. All right. Can we see the hat? I have the hat right here on the end of the whip, and I'm going to put it back up on the antenna. I'll be right back. And for those who are going to try and catch me, I extended the little antennas out, okay? So now it's all ready to go up. Be right back. Okay, let's try the SWR again. And it's way high, 6.3 at 27.7. So I've got some work to do. Okay, with the capacitance hat on, I had to shorten the antenna quite a bit. However, I did get 1.27 SWR at 28.46, which is right about the range I want to work in. However, it's quite short. I'm not going to put it up there, but I had to collapse it quite a bit. So let us put it back up and I'll see how the SWR changes. All right, let's try it again. I've got it all the way up and I'm getting an SWR of 2.5 at 29.24. So I think I need to kind of go back out again a little bit. So let me bring it down and I'll do a little bit of tuning on it and see what I can come up with. All right. So I played around some more with this and I was able to get an SWR of 1.46. Let's see if that works. At 29.2, which is okay. I can live with that. So that's actually pretty good, and it's extended all the way up to the top. So let me go back. Let me connect the coax, and let me go back in the shack and see what I can do with that. All right. I see there's somebody talking near where I'm at right now. Let me see if he comes back. It seemed like a pretty strong signal. There he is. He's not one of those long talker guys. I saw a nice strong signal. All right, I'll put the noise blanket back on. This FTDX10's got some excellent noise blanking. The Kilo 7 station, come again? There we go. I think he's a contester. Kilo 7. Never heard of one. Kilo 7. We'll have purple cover there. Whiskey Alpha station, try it again. Alright, Whiskey Alpha 0, Mike Charlie Sierra, the name Fred here, over. Alright, well I'm starting to see some more signals coming in through. Considering how short this 10 meter antenna is with the capacitance hat, that was very odd how it changed the SWR so dramatically. All right, well, let me see if I can make a contact here. Again, the 10 meter band doesn't usually open up here until the afternoon.
here to the East Coast. Anywhere from S3 up to about a S5 is kind of up and down, but that's not unusual for the local.
Well, he said he was from the East Coast. So I know I'm picking up a good signal. I'm hoping maybe I can make a contact with this guy. Let's see what happens. Well, the band has picked up some, and I do hear a lot more people out there now. So I think it's interesting. Unfortunately, I don't think the band is back enough yet to start making contacts yet. So my hearing isn't the greatest, so I'm just trying to make sure that I can get a good contact that I can hear and understand. So like I said, I will try making contacts later this afternoon. We'll see how the band opens up this afternoon, because that's usually what happens, at least here where I live. 10 meter doesn't usually open up until around 1 or so. I have a PT appointment, and I will be going, probably won't be home till about 2 or so. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I did. Playing around with the tuning and a JPC-12, using the ground plane whips instead of the ground radials, down in the ground when I put the stake in the ground with it. I think this is very interesting. I still prefer my JPC-7. I think that's an excellent DX antenna for POTA, and I'll be using it some more. As a matter of fact, maybe I'll just make the video when I take this down and put the JPC-7 back up again, and then you guys can see how well that does. So anyway, this is Dave. I am Ham Radio GMRS Test and Review. And again, the motto for my channel is one test is worth 1,000 expert opinions, saying 73 and so long.